Listen, Sarah Jessica Parker was once again a hot topic at the Met Gala this year. She joins us at the table right now. Please welcome the ever-fabulous Sarah Jessica Parker.
So high.
Not really. If they don't do that, you really
There's a sort of ejector.
It is, it's fine.
I suppose if you were very dissatisfied with whomever was sitting here, you could just...
That was me. I was
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, apparently you were extremely satisfied.
I don't want to look like I'm in a hole. Do you?
So do all of your seats bounce?
Yeah, we all do. It's like a bouncing.
Something that you guys haven't... I think a hot topic is in order.
You get a little older and you don't want a lot of business. You just sit like this. You know, let's do some craziness in the hot topics.
All right.
Rumor Willis is calling out a popular magazine for photoshopping her jaw to appear smaller. She took offense, saying that she loves the way she looks and that this is a form of bullying. Do you think that's a form of bullying when people reshape you for the magazine, or is it something that is complimentary and we're overthinking it?
I don't know.
Well,
what do you think, Sarah?
I've never been photoshopped. I can't imagine what that feels like. I mean, I think it's a curious question, actually, because it seems to me that in some ways we're going to then redefine the word bullying, right? Because I would assume the magazine would say we would never, ever, we had her on our cover or in this piece because we think she's exquisite and talented and has a lot to say to our readers, and we love the way she looks, and we love that she loves the way she looks, and we thought we were doing something that was friendly and aesthetically pleasing and she would be happy with. So, but to Rumor, it must feel as if it's a sort of statement about that there is a flaw that needs fixing, that is evident to everybody else, and the readers would somehow object to seeing her natural jawline. I'm not entirely sure I understand.
It's a little different when they Photoshop you to make you look thinner, because you can pretty much correct something like that.
Depending on who you are.
Yeah. Well,
because the girl from Girls and Amy Schumer didn't like that.
No, she didn't.
Your face,
but to change your face is really.
But do you think? I think the question is. I think the question is does it qualify as bullying? I think I'm not saying it does or doesn't. I think it's an interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very subjective feeling that we can't say to her isn't, but the magazine would, I'm sure, in a court of law.
Yeah.
It's like saying you're ugly.
I think it is too.
It's like saying you're ugly.
Because women, we're
bullying.
No, exactly. I thought you were looking at me.
Not you, honey.
It's like saying, Sarah Jessica,
our lips are always, we're objectified all the time. Our looks are always talked about, and it takes such a long time to get comfortable in your skin. And then a national magazine says, actually, your jaw is kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
That feels horrible. I feel like it is a little bullying.
And people have opinions. I mean, not to just say this, but people had opinions about your outfit at the Met Gala.
Very clever segue.
Thank you. How do you feel about the bullying?
First of all, I don't read anything. I don't know anything. I don't care. I missed an opportunity.
It's okay, because don't read anything.
Well, now I feel lousy. I guess that's the answer to that. I just want to go back to this for one more second, because I'm not in no way diminishing how Rumor feels about it. I think it's just an interesting conversation about the word bullying. I think there's a lot of words we use now, and they've been deconstructed, and so I in no way suggesting that it's not meaningful to her and it feels lousy. As far as the Met goes, you must have attended on occasion.
On occasion.
Listen, I think it's first of all, it's one of the great cultural institutions in the world. Never mind our city, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Costume Institute, in particular, is a really important way of documenting the history of fashion and costume. It's the single repository for that kind of dedication and study of building, clothing, costumes, and the history. I think the theme is, in my case, I take that theme incredibly seriously. I research it. I go to exhaustive detail to understand the meaning of the theme. And the world is such now that everybody gets to have an opinion, and isn't that wonderful? And we live in a democracy, and all sorts of people can say all sorts of things, and it just isn't a great way to spend your time worrying about what people say or trying to fix it or make it feel better. It's perfectly all right.
We have something much better to do. I want to talk about your 13-year-old son, James Wilkie, who actually has life-threatening allergies to peanuts. Now, how did you, I know there's a lot of folks who are watching this show whose children,
I'm sure many in the audience
are, having the same issues. How did you find this out initially?
Well, I actually was, I was at the dentist. This was many, many years ago. And the babysitter called, who is still our babysitter, to tell me that she had given James Wilkie some of my leftover cold sesame noodles, Chinese restaurant takeout, which has a high concentration of like a peanut sauce, and that he was responding. He was having a reaction. She wasn't attributing it at the time to peanuts. We had no history of a peanut allergy or any anaphylactic reactions in our home. I talked to him. She said he's okay. She said I'm taking him to the pediatrician. Wise, good. Anyway, by the time she hung up with me, she looked back at him, and his breathing looked labored, and his mouth was swelling up, and she did something very smart, which is not what I'm suggesting any other family did, but she used her 2 fingers like a tongue depressor, and she looked at his throat, and she could see it closing. And she tucked him under her arm like a football and ran with him to the pediatrician. They immediately understood what it was, that this was an anaphylactic reaction, and they treated him, and we took him the next day to a pediatric allergist and discovered that he has this severe peanut allergy, life-threatening. And like millions and millions and millions and millions of other families and parents and caregivers and sisters and brothers and husbands and wives, you learn how to integrate this into your life, and you try to get as much information to be ready.
And you're partnering with Mylan for Food Allergy Action Month.
Action Month, yep.
Tell us what that means.
I guess it means, because like all of us sitting here, we're all different. Things behave differently in all of us, but I think for me what it is, it's an opportunity to talk about what it means to be ready, to give information, to direct people toward this campaign we have, which is Anaphylaxis for Real, which is a really nice program of people sharing video stories of their experiences with life-threatening and severe allergies, and just an opportunity to always share information, and to encourage people to be as ready as they can to send their children and partners and friends and siblings and co-workers out into the world and to think and to know that they are as safe as they can be.
And so we're going to have all kinds of information. We'll put it on our website because, this is something that many, many, many people have to deal with. So why not share the information so we can all maybe be a little safer? So we thank you, as always, for coming. And we will, we'll be right back.